Sorry, I had to take another bite because it was so good and I'm really hungry. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of The Silly Kitchen. Today I am going to show you a super quick, easy, awesome way to make a really great cold pizza appetizer. No, it's not what you think. It's not a pizza that you make the night before and then you bring it as an appetizer the next day cold. No, we're actually going to make a cold style type of pizza. And yes, we are going to use pizza dough, but if you haven't made your own pizza dough or you don't have time to make a dough and let it rise and let it sit, I'm actually going to use some Pillsbury pizza dough because for some reason it actually works really well for this recipe. Trust me on this, it's delicious. You will never know that this is what we're actually using if you don't tell anybody. Shh, our little secret. Let's go. Start by putting oil on the bottom of your sheet pan and pretty much just follow the instructions on your Pillsbury dough. Spread it out and follow the instructions, putting it in the oven. We are using a ton of different veggies in this. Pick your favorites. I also want to recommend using whipped cream cheese. Pick a flavor. It spreads really nice. Now, the one thing that's very versatile about this recipe is that you can use the toppings that you want. Obviously, I'm using what I love and what I think works well with this, but there are other ones that I can recommend, like red onion would go really well on this. Really thinly sliced red cabbage might be something that you add. The only thing I wouldn't recommend are more of the watery vegetables. Even the tomatoes that I'm using in this recipe, I'm using the ones that have more skin than more of the inside of the tomato because you don't want a soggy pizza dough turning out. So lots of other options for the veggies that you might want to use and that you might want to try, but I definitely just would say stick to the drier of the veggies versus the soggy veggies. Once your dough comes out of the oven, make sure you give it time to cool before we start topping our cold pizza. You don't want the cream cheese to get ooey and melty on it. But once it is cooled down, we are gonna slather as much cream cheese as we can from end to end on this entire pizza dough. You don't wanna miss any of the corners, so make sure that you get a good spread on this. The best part of pizza is cheese. Well, I love it all, but we're gonna start with a nice little layer of mozzarella cheese. Not too much, just a touch to start. Then we're gonna layer our veggies. I've kind of very thinly julienne spiraled these carrots. I'm gonna add my red peppers to this as well. I love colorful food, so pick your pleasure. And broccoli, I actually just pull it apart right on top of the pizza so I don't lose any of the good bits on a cutting board. Tomatoes, hot peppers, we're gonna add all of those onto the pizza and give it a nice push because you want it to stick to the cream cheese. Now, bacon is gonna be my final topping here. If you are vegetarian, you can skip this part, but I always keep cooked bacon in the fridge. And let's do a second layer of cheese, of course, and another little push down to make sure everything sticks. I don't know if I have seen a more colorful, delicious appetizer. Well, maybe I have. My pizza cutter sucks, so I just use a really nice sharp knife to get through this. And I'm gonna cut it longwise and then longwise the other way to make nice bite-sized squares. Once you've assembled your pizza, I do recommend that you let it sit in the fridge for 15 to 20 minutes before you serve it because you want to get everything nice and cold and at the same temperature. But once you're done that, I'm pretty sure it's pretty good to eat. So I'm gonna take a bite. It's so creamy and delicious from the cream cheese and cheese together, and then you get the zing of the hot peppers and the crunch of the vegetables. It's really like a sandwich. Oh, sorry, I had to take another bite because it was so good and I'm really hungry. I know. I suck at TV bites. I don't care. I love food. I love eating. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of The Silly Kitchen. Quick and easy appetizer. This is awesome to bring if you're going poolside, hanging out with your family outdoors. It's just such a great filling snack and you're getting lots of veggies. So, I mean, it's healthy. Minus all the cheese. Anyway, thank you so much for watching another episode of The Silly Kitchen. I appreciate that you've stopped by to watch. If you want to make my heart even fuller, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment, and I will be back with another episode soon. Cheers!